Started. Thanks for coming out on spring break. We appreciate it, and even though it was beautiful earlier this week, it's now cold, so it's really truly spring in Iowa. Only in Iowa does it go 85 to 50 in one day. So we got more people, maybe? Good. Nope, just walking by, drive-bys. Okay, so a couple things about 1 Million Cups if you've never been here before. The way this works is we have a 6-minute presentation by a presenter, followed by 15 minutes of questions from you, the crowd. And we always greet our presenters the same way. It's a 1 Million Cups tradition here at in Cedar Falls. We always give them a standing ovation before they present as they're walking up. Kind of pumps them up, boosts them, makes it really a lot more comfortable and kind of get some of that nervous energy out. So I'm personally very excited about our presenter today. Her stuff is right up my alley, so I'd like to welcome Frosty.
Is it better if I stand on this side?
Wherever you'd like.
Okay. So hi, I am Brittany Hawthorne and I am Frosted by Brittany. And basically what Frosted is any type of sparkle or shine added to your apparel, clothing, shoes. I have my t-shirt, I actually did these jeans, and then my Frosted kicks. So whatever you can frost basically is right up what I'm doing. So here are some shoes that I started off with. I actually got started in November of last year, so still very new, but yeah, this is kind of what I did, some kids' shoes. And then these are some before and after pictures. Up top is how the shoe started before, and that's what I turned it into. The entire shoe is covered in rhinestones, so it took a couple days, but it definitely was a learning lesson of how I wanted to do this business. So I have a couple more. This one in particular, this is a before, that's the after. That's actually using glitter. And then this one down below, that's a boot with Frozen on it. Everybody loves Elsa and Anna. And I actually added some bows, some rhinestones around, and then some rhinestones in the back of the heel. So my initial target market were parents and children, as you can see with the shoes, just to kind of give kids a different sense of independence, or letting them kind of be able to show who they are without having to look like anybody else, because we definitely always push be yourself, be yourself. So this is definitely one way that they can do that. I do have a website. It's called frostedbybrittany.squarespace.com. This is the home page. So when you go, at first you don't kind of see anything, so you kind of have to search around to kind of get what you're looking for. On my website, I do have wristbands. I'm actually wearing one now. There's some on the table. And then for Black History Month, I did a t-shirt. This is what the t-shirts look like after I frost them. That's actually done with glitter, and then that's the original frosted t-shirt, one I'm wearing now. So there is an online store, and with the online store, basically the process is you are able to order specifically Converse right now, and then you have 4 different options to choose from of how you want them done. So this first option is called Original Frost. Basically what that means is that I go ahead and do just the toe of the shoe, and then I can switch out the laces. That's the most basic version of frosted that you can get. The price for that starts at around $75, and then price increases depending on shoe size. So infant, toddler, youth, and then also adults, and then yeah. So you're able to pick your shoe color, your stone color, if you have any specific theme. That one is also frozen, so it has some Anna and Elsa shoestrings to it. The next option is called Double Frost, which basically means that you can get the toe, and then with this one, it has a double tongue on it. So actually flip the tongue down and then put rhinestones on it. Otherwise, you can also go up the sides or go up a regular tongue of the shoe. This third option is called Sparkle Frost. It includes getting the toe of the shoe done like you see here, and then the rest of this is actually done in glitter. It's actually these pair of shoes right here, so if you guys want to take a look at that later, you definitely can. And then this last one is called Ultimate Frost. So the entire shoe is covered in rhinestones of your choice, and like I said, it takes a little longer, so the price range, where here it's about $75, here it can get up to about $200. So as I started frosted and I continued to go on, it definitely started to be about personalization. So with these shoes in particular, they are a set of infant Converse with soft bottoms. So these are for newborns up to about 3 months, really about until walking age. So I actually took and did the bottom of the shoe. They won't be walking on it, so it should be fine. On this side, it's peacock feather, and on that side, it's a peacock, if you can see it. And then just did some on the front and a little bit around the Converse side. With these, same thing. They're more of baby shoes, so kind of just went with it. These have glitter, and those have rhinestones. It's actually a pacifier and a headband, and then some matching baby booties. So anything I can frost, I will do my best to try. So then, as I continued to move on with frosted, kind of tried to regulate how I wanted to lay out frosted. I want to start here and then eventually end up here. And then all my customers were like, nope, you're going to do all of this. So these are actually some mommy-daughter shoes and then matching sister shoes. So they really kind of pushed me breaking away from Converse. These are some LeBron James shoes. These are some Adidas Samoas. So definitely started to push me into different directions, which is fine. And then I got into Timberlands. So Timberlands, these are actually done in glitter, gold, red, and then pink, and then those are gold spikes with gold chains on them. What actually started happening is that with two of them specifically, their children had actually drawn on their shoes with permanent marker. So that's the original, what it would look like without the spikes. So it's kind of hard to get out in any type of way. Like even if you get water damage, sometimes it's hard to remove those, spots. So then frosted became a way for them to kind of revamp what they already have to make sure that it's not a loss. So that's how I did that. And then we started moving on to boys. So a lot of the questions came up, how are you going to do this for boys? How can you make this a little more masculine? And I actually had some guys kind of step up and, this is what they wanted. So these are very simple, and I think these could be unisex either way. But these have spikes on them. I also ended up personalizing again with adding some initials. Those actually have Ninja Turtles stickers all over them, so he was in love with that. And then a little boy actually loves the color pink. It's his favorite color, so you have to throw it in there that real men actually do wear pink. So then it kind of crept up to the older guys, and again, these are some LeBron James shoes. That's a before shoe, well, it's the other shoe, but that's how it ended up, and this is actually done in glitter. But this part, the bottom, and then going up the shoelaces. So frosted started to become for everybody, and that's definitely cool with me. And then I started to branch out and do other things. So this is actually the back of a sweatshirt. I do not print shirts, just to be clear. I only add to them. So the globe was basically outlined, and then I went in and actually added some glitter into the spots to make it look nice. That is actually a hat. The first lady part was already done, but the rest of the bib was plain, so I added all of the rhinestones on there. And then that is actually a bow tie from Milroy's Tuxedo, and I added all of the rhinestones to that as well. So kind of just started to become whatever you can get your hands on, I'm frosting it for you. Most recently, I was featured in a fashion show up at UNI, hosted by BSU and Infinity Enterprises. So over there, the girls have on some frosted shirts. They just say frosted on them, and we actually cut them up and did some different designs on them. And then I actually used a lot of the kids that I have worked with and done shoes for as my personal models. So they all have on frosted shoes or, some sort of frost on them. And it was great. I was able to use them in the show as well. They have that cuteness factor. Also with me was the main connection, and she actually has a display for me in her store. It's in Waterloo on Franklin Street. And then also the tutus from that fashion show were provided by my dress-up shop in Cedar Falls. So I actually have a live display in her store as well. These 3 shoes are featured, and you can go in there, touch them, kind of look at them. But being able to go ahead and match, jewelry and tutus and things with the shoes, it really brings out that customized feel. These shoes no one else is gonna have. Essentially, I'm the only person that's designing and actually doing the work for it, so I kind of know what I've already done before and how I can make it different. So, no 2 shoes will ever be exactly alike. And then this way, you can be frosted from head to toe. So I do have a Facebook and an Instagram. Right now, we're at about 662 for followers on Facebook, and then 278 on Instagram. So you're more than welcome to share or post and make likes and things. And I'm always happy to hear feedback from people, so definitely do that. And then this is my new logo, actually. But this is my contact information, my website, email, and my phone number. So, is that 6 minutes?
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you see this scaling? As you get more business and stuff, what plans do you have in terms of helping it grow? Because right now you've got, it sounds like you're pretty much the primary brain trust behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of the technical skill and everything. Are you looking at bringing people on? How do you want to grow this?
I am. What I'm actually working on is trying to get a solid schedule of when I can actually work and be here to kind of help people as well, and then eventually be able to branch off and allow them to do it on their own. Right now, my schedule is so flip-floppy. I might come in at 10 o'clock at night and frost. I might come in at 6 in the morning. So since I'm all over the place right now, I haven't been able to bring anybody on, but I do plan to do that very soon. That way I can get more help, take more orders, market elsewhere as well. That way I can actually handle the load that I'm going to be up against. So I do plan on bringing in more people. Yes?
Practical question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it washable?
The shirts? Yes.
And
you
the
can wash
shoes?
the shirts. The shoes you would have to be careful about. When I tell people how to care for them, I usually say the best thing to do is to just use like warm water. And then I actually use a toothbrush to clean mine with the rhinestones because it's just easier to get in there. So I wouldn't put it like in the washer, but it's not an everyday shoe if that's what you're asking.
So the shirts can go in the washing machine and in the dryer too?
Mm-hmm. I would just put them inside out, but yes.
Inside out. Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yes.
Do you have like the okay from Converse that, you know, the people who make the product, that it's okay that you take it on? And I'm asking this because my nephew tried to do this about 15 years ago with Nike shoes, and when he was doing not frosting but spray painting it, he got a cease and desist. So I just wondered if, you know, do they realize you're doing this? I mean, is there a permission factor that's...
I have not spoken with them directly. What happens is that people are actually buying the shoes. Mm-hmm. So once you buy them, I personally, right. Yeah. So that's kind of the same way. I just make it easier for them. So the way I see it, it'd be the same if you gave me, you know, $40 and I went to the store and bought them for you and did them. So that's basically what I'm doing. But no, I have not spoken to them.
A follow-up to that, Converse is one of those brands that actually encourages this kind of a thing. They have contests all the time.
Yeah, this was Nike.
Yeah, I would say that doesn't surprise me about Nike, but Converse, they are very much encouraging of this kind of an artistic expression. Mm-hmm. That's very much their brand model, right. So I have a lot of
So
friends.
they're open to it, yeah.
Yeah, like there was a big fad when I was in high school for all of us to buy like white Converse and just like Sharpie marker all over them. And we would write on each other's shoes, much to our parents' dismay, but it was like a big thing when I was in high school. So.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yes.
There is, I don't know if you're familiar with the textile and apparel show here at UNI. You might want to have some of your frosted items in the show. Okay. It's April 11th. Okay. And so you might want to talk to Textile Apparel and see if you can get some of your shoes promoted in there, and then you'd be in the program. And
okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great show, so it'd be a good place to show off the shoes or whatever
shirts
apparel.
and stuff. Okay. Thank you.
Who are you marketing to right now, Brittany? Like, what's your target market, or who's buying the shoes? Is it moms for kids, teenagers, college students?
When I first started, it was mostly moms for kids. Most people kind of saw it as, well, I kind of took it as kind of a kid shoe or a kid thing anyway. And then from there, I started to think of, okay, I'm going to be the person doing it, so I'm going to have to start producing product for myself. So once I started to think in that way, it became, okay, what can I do for myself? And then as I progressed and the months go on, it's kind of like whatever people bring to me, you know, tennis shoes for guys, hats for, you know, women, or bow ties. Somebody asked me to do a tie, just all different types of things. So really anybody that has anything that they want to be personalized and something that they just want to have for themselves is who I'm marketing to now. So it's pretty open. Yes.
How long does it take, like, for these gold ones, how long did that take you to?
So those one actually took a couple hours. Reason being is that the sides are actually done with glitter, so I actually have to allow time for the glue that holds the glitter on to dry, adding second coats to them, and then sealing them as well. So with all of that taken into consideration, I would say at most about 3 hours with drying time. But to do just the front of the toe of a shoe takes about 30 minutes. Yes?
Rhinestones, I guess in my experience, are expensive.
Mhm.
Do you have like a deal set up or a bulk buy set up that kind of helps you save money on those rhinestones?
Yeah, so most times when you follow how to do it, a lot of people will say, oh, you can get it at Amazon or you can go on eBay and stuff like that. What I actually did was found a wholesaler rhinestone shop, and they actually sell them by the thousands for about $2. So just kind of depending. And then, of course, if you order a lot, they love giving discounts as well. So I think the last time I had an order for about 74,000 rhinestones, I got a 20% discount with them. So they're pretty good about trying to help you out when you're getting rhinestones. Yes?
In thinking of sort of getting out, I really like the baby shoe idea, because I think
Thank you.
that could be a real big winner for gifts and all sorts of things that people can do. And I know that there's a new maternity shop in Cedar Falls.
Okay.
Yes,
And I
there
want to
is.
see if you can get a display there too.
Okay.
Baby stores.
Or
Be in
like
more
uptown
local
tops.
stores.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a couple, Peekaboo Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
What's your favorite thing to frost?
It changes. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, I kind of was just like, okay, shoes. Kind of had the same concept. I guess my latest favorite was probably the bow tie, which
That's cool.
see if I can go back to it. The bow tie. Oops, sorry. Yeah, it turned out to be a lot more than I expected, which everything that I do turns out to be like 10 times better than I expected it would. So that's probably been my favorite so far, because it's just so different. It's not expected.
Now, was that for someone, or did you actually give it back to the shop?
It was for someone. The week of the fashion show, one of the designers asked me to do it so that he could wear it in the show.
Okay.
So,
Mm,
yep,
There again, wedding and prom shops. Yeah.
right.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's coming up.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Yeah, the prom stuff could be huge,
Yeah.
actually.
Mhm.
'Cause everyone's
Yeah, the
looking for
prom will
custom.
be huge.
Something
A
different.
little bit personalized or
Right.
custom there.
Yeah, that'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I just brought you something, would you like be able to tell me, okay, give me a quote on how much it's gonna cost?
Yeah, so with that process, which is not on my website, there's a slightly different process for when people actually bring things to me. Basically, I kind of just do like a simple consultation. You know, what kind of things are you looking for? Do you want to use rhinestones or glitter or spikes now? Kind of figuring out what exactly do you want it to look like. A lot of people don't have answers to that, which is fine. But at that point, I kind of just say, okay, so if we're using glitter, you know, this is about how much it's going to cost me to do it. This is about how long I think it's going to take. And then we go from there. And then the same with rhinestones and spikes. So you're more than welcome to bring stuff to me. Usually I request like a picture, because a lot of people write me on Facebook and through email. So usually I might just ask, you know, hey, can you send me a picture, kind of an idea of what you're thinking about. And then I try to basically show them what I've done before, and then say, okay, this is how we can do that, but we'll tweak it here and tweak it there. And then this is about how much it will cost. So, yep. Yes.
Do you collect payment up front or a deposit?
Yes. So I actually work with, I have a Square card reader, and it also is able to send invoices. So before I actually start working on anything, I do require full payment. It just makes sure that, you know, you're actually wanting to get it done, and that I'm not actually, you know, spending time on something if it's maybe something you weren't ready for. I know sometimes, you know, like I said, this is a customized product, so if it gets up into the hundreds and, you know, you want it done, but maybe you need to wait a little bit, I would much rather you wait than me start on it and then you can't actually pay for it. Everything that I get, I put back into my business as well. So I feel that that would sometimes hurt me if I don't go ahead and do that first.
So what happens if somebody's unhappy? They did everything up front, but they just don't like it when it's done?
Well, we try to make sure that we avoid that by having that initial consultation. So if it's something maybe that I just misunderstood or something that I missed, I do work my hardest to make sure that, you know, I either fix it to how you like it, or if there's some reason that we need to go ahead and adjust the price to it. I haven't had that issue yet, so hopefully we won't. But like I said, that's why that initial consultation is really important. So it kind of explains everything I'm about to do. And then I also do send progress pictures to my customers as I continue on, so they're kind of aware. With these shoes, I actually started, you can't really see it because it's white. There's a patent leather strip right here, and initially that's all he wanted done, so I sent it to him, and he's like, I want a little more frost. So I was like, okay, well, let's do the bottom. So I did the bottom, and he's like, I want a little bit more frost. So I said, okay, well, we'll do the strings. So I did these lines up to the shoestrings, and then he's like, okay, that's perfect. So, you know, I'm able to actually, you know, continue to show them what we're doing. That way, if they want me to stop, I can, or if they want me to continue on, add a little more, I can as well.
So what's the process for the non-consultation method, where they're just selecting something off of the website? Do you have like a color selection guide?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like what's that process look like?
So on the website, one of these places, once you pick, okay, well, whatever. So on the website, initially what you do is you start off with your type of frost. So like I mentioned before, there's original, there's double, there's sparkle, and there's ultimate frost. So going into that, you kind of get a feel of what your shoe is going to look like already. From there, you're able to pick your shoe color and then your rhinestone color as well. You can pick up to 3 rhinestone colors, and then you're also able to pick the kind of shoestrings that you want. There's also a section for additional comments or info. So for instance, the frozen shoes that I mentioned earlier, you know, if your child really likes frozen and you want frozen shoestrings, you can add that in there, and then, you know, I can send you pictures of what I have or what I can get for you, and then we can do it that way. So usually that process is fairly simple. The pictures that I have on there kind of explain already what it's going to look like. So it's just a matter of getting your select options. Yes.
Does the cost include the cost of the shoe?
Yes, on my website it does, yes.
Okay. Because I'm on Instagram and looking at those really cute Ugg boots.
Thank you.
$45 seems really cheap for Ugg boots with rhinestones on them.
Right, so with Uggs, people would bring those to me.
Okay, so you don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that $45 would be in addition to my Ugg purchase.
Yep, so the only shoe included is on my website, and that's only for Converse. But other than that, everything else is brought to me specifically.
Okay, cool. Any other questions?
Yes,
As you begin to grow, I think a market you could get into is Western wear.
Western wear?
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
that's
yeah.
huge. I mean,
Okay.
like high school rodeos, they also have like pageants, and you got hats, boots, buckles, jackets.
Oh, yeah.
I know
And it's a really showy
Right.
kind of thing.
Thank
Just
you.
something to look into maybe down the road.
I will. Now that you say that, and I'm thinking about it, like,
And
yeah.
there's a Western wear shop and a tack shop here in town too.
Okay,
That would be
Couple,
able to,
right?
yeah, a couple of them.
okay, sounds good. Any other questions?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the last
Our
one.
final question. What do you need from us to help you take this to the next level?
Well, I think you guys are actually giving me everything that I need, but definitely any more feedback or suggestions that you have, definitely on the process. If you feel that, you know, it could be a bit confusing, or if you see a better way of working it, I'm definitely open to any advice that you guys have to give. Make my life easier.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.